Hello, Professor Theo. Today I am going to talk about the two workshops. The workshop number one is the autopilot and VHF communication. What is it? The operation of the autopilot. In this case, I'm for example, 2 and 5 is case of the use the closed loop, the closed loop controls. For example, in altitude control. The the number 5,000 FT. What is 5,000? While the aircraft was at 4,050, giving a error of 1,000 FT. In this case, is 5,000. Measure variable is 3,800. Technically, this shows is how the altitude channel process static pressure. In this case, the static pressure of the system. What is it? Well, converts it into an electrical signal through the altitude encoder. In this case, the error in the closed loop control. What is it? Mediante the feedback. The feedback is the more important, but no, that this system operate correctly, because without feedback the system no retroalimentaría. Es por eso que necesita el feedback. The computers into the system identifies the deviation and commands in the case of heading. For example, the deviation commands the elevators, the manipulate variable to remove the error. This demonstrates the core principle of automatic flight. In the next, I also analyze the autopilot serve operation in the module, the autopilot. No, okay. After the autopilot logic, we work it directly with the servo motor and measure the voltage applied in clutch or non-clutch. In this case, when I clutch, the voltage the voltage is the same, but the time uh, but the time is different. The current is the same always, but the time no. This is the case of this system of clutch or not clutch. Without clutch, the servo reset around 30 volts voltage because the motor spins freely with almost no mechanical resistance. With the clutch engaged voltage variable depending on the load. It is true or no. No, the voltage is the same always. The data analysis is simple. Technically, this illustrates the relationships between applied torque and current draw. The servo needs more electrical power when it must overcome aerodynamic or mechanical resistance. This is the closed loop system, is the best. And the open loop is correct. Why not? These results, these results of the voltage with multimeter also helped me understand the role of interlock logic. The autopilot will not activate unless or require inputs, such as valid airspeed, altitude, and heading, or more systems. In the present, the prevents false communicate commands that call destabilize the aircraft. In the second workshop, I am going to talk about the VHF communication. We analyze the VHF communication, one of the key concepts. Three concepts in general of the mm, of the wire communication, where the modulation, sensibility, and rotation. Three three modes of the wire communication. When the power measurement, I used the voltmeter in the module. In the case, I received the formula the formula of the forward power and reflect power. What is it the the use, for example, in my case, these numbers. Wait, when, okay. Using the example of oscilloscope values like Vmax, voltage max, voltage minimum in the in the modulation, because the carrier in the modulation, my voice with the carrier of the frequency, with the frequency, the current, and transportation to receptor. But what happened in the my potential is lost. It's obviously the my modulation, the carrier se perdería. Losses of the into my voice. No viajar, no travel to the receptor and the antenna, obviously. Technically, this value indicates how effectively the transmitter is encoding the audio signal, my voice, on into the carrier. Current modulation index ensures the speech clarity and prevents distortion or over modulation, the attenuation. We I also measure transmitter power using a wattmeter and confirmed that reflect power was within acceptable limits. This result is important because high reflected power indicates antenna mismatch, which can damage the transmitter finals. Finally, I analyze two workshop receiver sensitivity, which represent the minimum signal level still maintaining. In the values is the 100 in the manual 100 dBm, the value minimum, but that is correct. For the audio level limit is more or less of 66 dBm for complete fade out. Technically, this shows that the receiver meets manufacturer specification and can process very weak. Well, it is all, Professor. Thank you.